Welcome to the first Packer Report for the 2025 season. We're excited to be back with you again this season. Today we'll discuss with Coach Calhoun last Friday night's thrilling 27-24 victory over the Benedictine Cadets. We'll then look ahead to this coming Friday night's contest at MacTharp Stadium, Tom White Field with the Monroe High Tornadoes.
Going out there and we're playing football together.
Hey, brother. Hey, y'all ready? I can feel it. Hey, everybody in this room, it's going to take everybody to get this done. Right? Play the next play. Play the next play, and let's play Packer football. You guys have been working so long to get here. Some of you guys, this is why you're here. Right? Let's go put on a show. Some of you guys, and us as a team, make a name for yourself tonight. Everybody in the whole state is overlooking you guys. We're not. Amen. You know what we got, right? It ain't going to be easy, right? Play for one another, right? Play the next play. You keep fighting, right? You keep throwing them punches. They're going to fall, I promise, okay? All right, Jay, let's hit it.
Pass complete to number 4 over Frazier.
Eyes up. Hey, you're going toe-to-toe, right? Let's cut out the mistakes. You know they're not better than you. All right, guys, let's come out in this third quarter. I'm telling you, this second half, what you do and we do as a program is going to show up, right? It's going to show up. You keep fighting, right? Keep fighting. Let's come out strong. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win!
Ball carrier number 5, Stanley Smart, touchdown.
He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown!
John Deere equipment from Lassiter Tractor Company? Now that's a game changer. Put our team on your roster this season. Check out our current promotions and find your local dealer at LassiterEQ.com.
Coach, the cadets came in Friday night highly acclaimed with really a great history of having won 2 recent state championships and loaded with quality athletes. This Packer team, they rose to the occasion and went toe-to-toe with them all night long. How did you feel about that first game Packer performance?
Loaded may be an understatement. I had read an article the week of and said they had 12 kids with Division I offers. So you go off those 12, there's probably another handful with 1AA. There's probably another handful with junior college and or Division II offers. So you're probably talking 20 plus kids with college offers. We have our own selection, but it's definitely not that many. So, when you look on paper, a lot of people outside of the field house, outside of our team and community was probably not giving us a whole lot of chance, but that's why you play the game. Exactly. And that's why you study film and you prepare and you try to get your kids prepared. And the coaches did a really good job. But also, too, that goes off of everything that we've been doing since the end of last season. And from spring to spring practice to 7-on-7s in the summer to paddock camps in the summer to our fall scrimmage against Bainbridge, and just everything kind of leads up to the season. And you always want to get off to a 1-0 start. Obviously, I didn't necessarily want to schedule a team of this caliber, right? But we lost a team out of Utah from last year, and I literally could not find an opponent. And so it came down almost to like crunch time where we almost were just going to have 9 games. And that's not ideal. And Benedictine needed a game, and but we had to have them come over here, right. And they did, and it was a special night. That's a very good team. It really felt like it was a quarterfinal, semifinal matchup there, for sure. Right.
Just a great night of football. And Coach, for most fans, you come away looking at it and you could tell the athletes they had on the football field. But I think that the best team one Friday night. I mean, you can always look at athletes, individuals, but I truly believe the best team won Friday night, and I think it was a great opportunity for us to be tested, and I think that's going to bear well for us as we go through the season.
Absolutely. And, if you would do a one-on-one, we probably weren't going to win all of those, but football's 11 on 11.
That's
and if you look from the first quarter all the way through the fourth, I thought we were the more conditioned team. I thought that we were the more disciplined team. They had a handful of personal fouls, and that started early. And, and there's a fine line there between being a physical football team or you crossing the line and it get chippy and to doing something that's really going to hurt your team.
Right.
And so, again, first game, you're going to have some penalties, but those undisciplined personal fouls, and we were the benefactor of a handful of them that they were able to give us.
Right. I think they had I think it was like 150 yards in penalties throughout the game, but just a great performance by our Packer football team. Let's talk a little on the offensive statistics. We had Cohen Lawson. He was 10 for 20, 50% passing, had 134 yards with a touchdown, had one interception. Had 7 carries for 22 yards with 2 touchdowns rushing the football. Another stat in the stat line for him, he also had a catch for 8 yards. Pretty special when you look at those quarterback numbers, really having something in every category. Then we had Jay Lamar with 3 carries for 36 yards. He had a catch. It went for -1 yards, but there again now, another stat there, he was 1 for 1 passing for the 8 yards. He being the one that threw the pass to Cohen there. Jamari Stokes, 11 carries, 21 yards, 2 catches for 16 yards. Jason Stevenson, 7 carries, for 32 yards. On the passing side of it, we had Narayan Sumlin, 1 catch for 18 yards. Zion Aldridge, AA as I think he likes to be referred to, 2 catches for 20 yards. Amir Knighton, 1 catch for 1 yard. And then Antoine Lockett, 3 catches for 72 yards. Team passing wound up 142 yards, 110 yards rushing. Total offense of 252 yards on the night.
We definitely felt like we left a bunch of yards and some first downs out there. But again, I thought overall for a first game, I felt like a bunch of kids improved from last season. We were returning a lot of skilled kids who did have a lot of experience last year. I felt like our quarterback took some good steps forward and kind of say it all the time. If you have good quarterback play, you're always going to have a chance to to be in a game. You're always going to have a chance to to win and have a really good season. Obviously, to touch on Jay a little bit, because a lot of people are kind of wondering kind of what happened. So he had that long run down the sideline and just kind of took a helmet really weird to the side of the leg. Nothing major, but just really kind of hindered him after that. And so we kind of had a decision to make whether we were going to kind of let him push through it and can it be detrimental to the rest of the season or the next couple weeks. And so we kind of decided just to hold him out. It was something that we did not want to do. Jay was begging to go back in, but had Jamari Stokes and Jason Stevenson really, really do a great job of stepping up. And that whole kind of next man up mentality, it's true. And, didn't expect it to be second drive of the first quarter.
Right.
But again, just goes back to great team win. If you'd have told me during the week that, Jay probably wouldn't have played very much and you're still going to win, don't know if I would have believed it because of what he can do, but I would have believed it because of how the backups are always ready to go, and that was a great sign.
Well, it certainly gave them an opportunity to get out there and play some football, and that's important as we go through the season. We look at it on third downs. We were 3 for 9. Of course, we were 0 for 1, only one opportunity there on fourth down, but, we had a couple of sacks, 3 penalties, I think, a couple of drop passes that could have helped Cohen there as far as the completion percentage and everything with 2 turnovers there. But all in all, offensively, a really good night, and you got to be proud of being able to put 27 points on the board against a team like the Benedictine Cadets.
That was a defense that we may not see for quite some time. When you look at all 11, we're going to play teams that have really good players, but all 11 across the board, that's a state championship defense.
It very much is. We're going to take a short break to recognize our sponsors. When we come back, we'll look at the defensive performance Friday night as well as special teams play.
Teaching little kids to write their name, it just does something in my heart. They come in and they don't even know how to write their name and they leave reading.
The best way to do an impact on society is start with the younger generation.
I'm so grateful for the path Southern Regional have given me. And it gives me the ability to work in my field and also take classes in person.
Southern Regional has literally given me more passion to become a teacher. Literally get started, go. You will not regret it.
Coach, of course, defensively Friday night, it appeared to be one of those situations where we had some bend but not break in several drives, made some key stops as we went. Benedictine, of course, you had to expect them to get their yardage before the game even started with the athletes that they have, the quarterback situation they have. But, the defense come up big in the fourth quarter with the stop with less than a minute to go that really set up field position to put us in a situation where we could win the football game.
Absolutely. And every Sunday we go over kind of highlights of, and main tips of what we want our offense to do, what we want the defense to do, special teams, of course. But one of the bullet points that Coach Luttrell wants his defensive squad to know is, do we have a turnover that leads into a score, or a turnover or something that sets the offense up for a score? Mm-hmm. And they did that late in the game. Some special teams did some really big things on some returns, but defensively, they're so hard to game plan for because you truly have two game plans, because you have their spread offense and they're in 2 receivers, 3 receivers, they're in empty. They put 4 receivers to one side at one time. And so you got to worry about all that. Division I, Power 4 quarterback, throwing to a kid who's going to Notre Dame, throwing to a couple others who are Division I football players. And then the very next play, they jump in the wing tee. And kind of non-football people, y'all need to understand how difficult that is. Because mostly the people that run the wing tee, that's all they run. Mm-hmm. Or people that run a spread offense, that's all they run. But you had to have 2 game plans in one. And big kudos to our defensive staff for having a good plan on both, and our players for learning it and for preparing, and then to go in and execute it. And were we kind of bend at break at times? Yes. Was that team going to make some plays? Yes. They're too good. Mm-hmm. But we had some big time stops when we needed them. We had some big time pass deflections, some sacks, and especially there at the very end, we needed, because the offense turned it over, unfortunately. And so if we could get a quick stop, we could get some good field position, mm-hmm. and we ended up doing that. So defense played really good. Do we have room for improvement, tackling, and this and that? Absolutely, which we're going to continue to get better. But if we give that effort versus offenses that are like that, a lot more things will go our way. Yeah.
The play there at the end, the defense really rose to the occasion. I think it was about 50 seconds left on the clock when we stopped the running back cold. And I, from a fan vantage point, as I looked at it, it looked like the running back tried to lateral to the quarterback, who in turn lost 15 yards. Again, a huge play for the defense right there with inside a minute to play to put us in a position to be able to win the ball game in regulation.
Yes, sir. So, 3rd and short, and we do our little move call, and we get them to jump off sides, and then they kind of get in that big heavy set. We shift over, and we really stuffed the running back. And when he kind of turned around and pitched it back to the quarterback, I was like, we may scoop and score this.
Yes.
Well, the quarterback got it, backed up, and then he even looked like he wanted to throw the ball.
He did.
But there was no one to throw to. So it was one of those things where, as the opposing coach, I was like, thank you. And, because they went the way we needed them to go. Right. We needed them to go backwards. And so that's when we called a quick timeout, got around midfield and, and made some plays to kick it on through. But you could see our kids getting better every quarter. You could see how when we come to the sideline and we use our huddle sideline technology, we're making adjustments and we're doing this and we're doing that, and that's kind of just in-game adjustments that our kids and coaches did a really good job at.
Yep. Let's talk a little bit about special teams. Of course, as we talk about special teams Friday night, a couple of things. It kind of starts with Josh Gockins. Young man, I understand, was a tennis player that was brought in to kick. Comes in there and he converted all 3 of his extra point attempts Friday night, as well as kicking the winning field goal with 1 second left on the clock.
Yes, sir. All right. So, disclaimer: I normally call a timeout with about 3 seconds. I didn't know that our little scoreboard kind of skips a little bit, so it was at 4 seconds, and then it kind of paused, and then it went to 1. And I went, yeah, I need to go ahead and call this timeout. Obviously, the refs were not going to let it go to 0. But obviously, off-season, preseason, who's going to be our holder, who's going to be our snapper, and who's going to be our kicker and punter was the elephant in the room. And because we've had some really, really good kickers here, and Josh Scroggins was a kid that we had kind of been talking to, who had kind of shown some interest, and his dad's a middle school football coach for us, and decided to come out. And thank goodness that he did. And he won the kicking job. And for his first game, you never kind of know how a person or a young man is going to be their first game under the lights with a little bit of pressure on you. And he just kind of stepped up to the plate and hit both field goals. Obviously, the very end, a little bit more pressure on that one. It's a chance to win the game, and he was very calm. They did a great job of icing him, and after that second timeout, he looked right at me and said, "Coach, I'm good," and like he'd been doing his whole life. Right. And so that gave me a lot of confidence, and so we had a really good snap by Landon Boyd, hold by Walker Lanier, really good protection by everybody up front because they were coming to block that kick, and Scroggins knocked it down, and it was a great feeling. Special
team play was good all night. I noticed and I kept watching. Of course, we know in the past, like you said, we've had some really good kickers. A lot of times we're able to kick it in the end zone. Friday night, we obviously were not able to, but our return team, our kick return, as we went down, we did an awesome job. I think the furthest I remember that they got on us was about the 40-yard line, but most times inside the 30, 30 to 35. So we covered those pretty well.
Yes, sir. Obviously, getting a touchback is fantastic, but right now we don't have that luxury. So we got to get down there. We got to kick and cover. Our special team is our spec ops. We talk about winning that phase every week, and we won. Walker Lanier had some really good punts. Our punt return team did a fantastic job of setting the offense up. Our kickoff and kickoff return team also did a really good job. Areas to improve, absolutely. But if we continue to do those and make those game-changing plays on special teams, we're going to win a bunch of games.
Yep. It's great. Let's take us another time out, Coach. And when we come back, we'll let you talk a little bit about our Players of the Week. We know that's your favorite segment. And then we'll discuss this coming Friday night's game against the Monroe High Tornadoes.
Easy? No. That's not a word we choose to describe the work you do. Necessary? Of course. Worth it? Absolutely. But easy? No. The job is never easy, but with a John Deere compact utility tractor from Lassiter Tractor Company on your side, you certainly make it look that way. Check out our current promotions and find your local dealer at LassiterEQ.com.
Coach, let's talk a little bit. I know this is your favorite segment every week when we do this. Talk a little bit about the Players of the Week.
Absolutely. Always love this segment because we get just a little bit of time here to spotlight a handful of our kids. Obviously, everybody kind of sees them on Friday night, but some of these kids and what they're doing off the field and talking about being a true student athlete and just kind of exemplifying what we want on the field, off the field. Is always great, and these kids are very, very, very deserving. So, talk about the defensive player of the week was Rashid Fuller, obviously a He played a lot for us as a sophomore, started every game as a junior. So this will be his third year starting. Really is kind of way that I look at it at defensive back, plays corner, also had a lot of really good kick returns for us, had a big-time pass breakup, just a really solid football player for us. He's currently committed to Chattanooga, so super excited for him. Offensive player, sophomore quarterback Cohen Lawson. Obviously, everybody talks about the quarterback, but obviously for us, we want to see better strides from your first to second year, and he accomplished that. Would you ask him if it was a great game for him? I know he would say no because of things that he has to improve on. Ultra competitor. He was kind of in his element there Friday, and us kind of running him a little bit more is really going to help him in the team. Our Spec Ops special teams player of the week is kicker Josh Scroggins. Obviously, his extra points and 2 field goals were much needed and fantastic. So hopefully that confidence will just kind of carry over throughout the year. And offensive lineman of the week was senior Jamal Jackson. So Jamal played every down for us last year as a junior. Definitely our best offensive lineman. The effort that he gives every single day at practice in the game is fantastic. He's also one of our 4 captains. So this past week, going into game 1, our team voted on captains. Jamal was 1. Rashid Fuller was the second one. Camden Gay was the third, and Alfonso McNeil is our 4th team captain. And then the last 2 that I always love to talk about is our scout or our look team. Kind of one of those that will never be in the newspaper. You'll never hear about them, but on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these are the players during the week that show Benedictine's offense and Benedictine's defense and special teams and really gets us ready to play on Friday night. So for the defense, it was Chris Williams, junior defensive end. Incredible effort, really makes our guys work hard, and Chris does a fantastic job. And then for the offense was junior center Kenyon Cook. So Kenyon Cook does a fantastic job for us, and we can't appreciate what those guys do on a daily basis because it's kind of an unsung hero type role. And then last but not least, we actually don't have an academic performer of the week because school just started. So we're going to kind of get our first one next week, kind of let our kids get some more grades in, and then we'll have an academic guy next week.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about, I know that we had some stickers this week that appeared on our helmet. I think you wanted to talk a little bit about that. So if you want to address that before we start talking about Monroe.
Absolutely. So anytime we put a decal sticker on their helmet outside of our normal stripes, and so we have the stripe, we have the hog, we have the Go Pack Go on the back, and then right here we have one Packers. We're one team, one community. We're just all together. It's got to be something that's very meaningful. And so Keegan Barber is a young man who's going through some things right now, and so is the Barber family. And so we were given Keegan Strong stickers right here, and it's one of those things that is on every player's helmet, and hopefully people are able to see it. And it's one of those things that means a lot to us. I was able to talk about it with the team. And so every time we go out to battle, he's with us because we know that he's battling. So that game 1 was definitely for him and his family. And he's with us throughout the season. And then those stickers, knock on wood, will be with us all the way through game 15.
Great gesture there, Coach. We know that Keegan last week, I think, had some surgery, and it appeared to be successful. So we'll continue to pray and be with Keegan as he goes through what he goes through. Let's talk a little bit about this coming Friday night. The Monroe Tornadoes, they come to town, second year in a row. Last year, we defeated them 54-17. They played last week at Thomas County Central, went down to defeat 56-7, I think. They come in, last year's record, I think, for them was 3-8. They were 2-3 in the region. So, again, one of those football teams that I know that you as a coach know we need to be careful with.
Absolutely. And when you see their record last year, they're playing a lot of bigger teams, and the Thomas County Central, us, a couple others. That's why the record's a little skewed. But the one thing last year, it was 7-7, it was 14-7, it was 24-14 in the third quarter.
Right.
And so we were kind of sleepwalking. And so that's kind of been our message this week, is that we need to take the confidence that we just got off the Benedictine, and we need to just continue to trend in the right direction. Everybody calls this a trap game. That you just had an incredible game. The next game after this is a quote-unquote big-time game, and this one right here in the middle is something that we're looking over. Well, undisciplined, immature teams do that, and that's not us. And so our message on Sunday was, let's be as focused as we've ever been, and let's come out the gates strong, because this is a team who on defense wants to put 7 in the box. They want to blitz and play man. Offensively, they got an athletic quarterback, they got a huge offensive line, and they have one really good receiver and a really good running back. And you know, and they just kind of ran into a buzzsaw, you know, in Thomas County Central, because they're a quarterfinal, semifinal, state championship level team, and I hope we are too. So I would love for our score to be the same, but before you look at the scoreboard, we got to play better than what we played last year, and our focus has got to be that way. And if we're going to be the team we need to be, I'll see what we do this week.
Coach, a big shout out to all our fans for coming out last Friday night and being with us. Of course, we want to encourage everybody to be out there and lend your support for the team as we do meet Monroe this coming Friday. And coaches, as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack.
We're the only ones in the area that has these high-tech machines that students can learn from. If you have these skills coming right out of school, it's going to be able to give you control of your salary, your skill set. That's a better place to be. We are now enrolling students. We have flexible schedules to accommodate anyone that needs to come to school to get a good education and learn on the latest and greatest piece of equipment that you can possibly find at any technical college.
Well, the start of the 2025 Packer season is underway. What a beautiful night. Dodging a little bit of sprinkles and cloud cover, but what a beautiful night to get it kicked off at MacDarp Stadium against an incredible opponent. And opening kickoff, get a good return here. Obviously, we always want to bring the ball out to the 35. We'd love the 40, 45-yard line if we could. Try to come out with a little swing pass here to Jay Lamar. Don't get the blocking out wide that we need to. Come out with a quick little catch, quick little throw, really good catch by Zion Ulrich here, and then here's a little miscommunication. We're throwing a little RPO right there, and receiver's supposed to run a slant, and he just stops running for some reason. Opening play for them, they try a little reverse, and our Packers do a great job there of stopping it, and then they hit us here with a counter play, and we're able to run down and knock them out at inside the 5-yard line, and then they try a little wildcat here that we're able to stop and be all over, and then the quarterback throws a little fast screen here. Really, really good job by that should be Josh Alford there, number 13. It's gonna have a big season for us. And then we got them third down. So we got them third and goal at the 15. We got to hold them out here. We got to be able to hold teams out here, and we just got some bad eye discipline there at corner. We should be in our deep third, and that's a Division I quarterback throwing to a Division I football player. But we set our defense up in a bad position there, and so we get the second kickoff here, and their kicker kicks it out of bounds. So we take the ball at the 35-yard line, run a little wildcat here, and Jay Lamar does a great job of getting a big run there and getting us close to the field goal territory. Try a little run here by Jamari Stokes, and Benedictine's defense is all over it. This is one of the better defenses in the state of Georgia. Try a little slow screen there to Ethan Ruffin, and don't get a good play. So we're kind of third down here, and try to pop a little run, and they were all over it. And then we kind of sprint out double move. You can't see it, but it was I thought it was definitely a pass interference call, but two drives there, and don't have don't have any points to show. So we got to come out the gates better. Benedictine here run a little jet sweep, speed sweep there for a first down. They jump right in their wing tee. So their wing tee is tough to deal with, and then they get back in their spread stuff and run a little RPO there, and our linebacker was sitting right there to bat the ball down, and we got them in third down here, and they tried a little inside screen pass there, and they're able to convert the first down. We got to be able to use our arms there to wrap guys up. Then Benedictine jumps off sides there, and so we force them to a fourth down, and they kick a little low line drive here to Rashid Fuller, who does a fantastic job of getting a really, really, really big return there and taking that ball almost to the 30-yard line. Then we run it here to Jason Stevenson, sophomore, does a really good job running for us. You can see us kind of moving down, and you can see our student section. Humongous shout out to them. They were incredible Friday night. So hopefully we can continue that. And then we try a little toss, throwback here to Cohen Lawson. We got Jay Lamar tossing it to Cohen Lawson for a big time first down, and then we're running a little quarterback run here, and we're getting close to the goal line, and then we try a little quarterback sneak here for big time touchdown and then Josh Scroggins with his first ever extra point here, and kicks the ball up and through. Walker Lanier, Landon Boyd, and the rest of the extra point team, fantastic job. So the Packers have tied it up 7-7. Here, kickoff, we're flying down, and we want to tackle them inside the 20, 25 if we can. They got out to about the 29-yard line. And then Benedictine trying to hit a seam ball here. Really, really incredible play there by Rashid Fuller to break up that ball there. So we get him in a 2nd and 10. Trying a little pop pass there, and a number 4, Alfonso McNeil's all over it. Forced him into a 3rd and 10. Blitz off the edge. Big time sack there by Mackenzie Graham. So that was great to see. And then 4th and long, and their punt team does us a favor and gets the ball inside the 5-yard line. So we'll take it and run a little flex play here, and we actually block it up all wrong. And so then we try a little heavy set here, and Jay bounces it out wide. Should have kept it inside, and then we got a little 3rd down here. So Cohen Lawson keeps that ball in there tight, and for a big time touchdown. So Packers are up 14-7 after Scroggins' 2nd extra point. He got a lot more on that ball, and he was fired up. So 14-7 Pack first quarter. Coming with another kickoff here, and we got to get down and tackle these guys. We can't let them bring the ball out to the 40-yard line. And Benedictine's on offense here first, and they run a little quarterback run, little too much there on first down, and then they go buck sweep here. They go buck sweep here on 2nd down, and I think number 4 was the one committed to Notre Dame, and then they're kind of staying in that wing tee. Start of the 2nd quarter here. They're running a little speed sweep here, and they're doing a good job of getting the ball to their athletes, and got a first down here, and just continuing that buck sweep here to the boundary. That was tackled there by Alfonso McNeil. So we got him in 2nd and short. Obviously, we want him in 2nd and long, but that's a really good job there. I think that's senior defensive lineman Stacy Lambright. Got him in 3rd and short, run the buck sweep, and we do a great job, and we are all over that. So force them to a 4th down, and then we actually make a move call, and we get their center to snap the ball early. I thought they were moving, but they were not. And then they run a little fake screen and kind of hit us right up the seam there for a touchdown. And again, I thought we should have been off the field on that 4th down call, but we got to play the next play, and they hit us right up the seam. So kicking the ball off again, kick a touchback here. Offense starts the ball here at the 20-yard line. We're trying a little speed option right here to the field. Benedictine played plays it well, and then we get a big time first down. We try a little go ball here to a junior move in, Antoine Lockett, and we got to find a way to get some of these plays, and then we hand it to Jason Stevenson. He didn't miss many cuts, but that was one of the ones that we did miss right there. And then we got a first down a couple plays later, and then decent run here by Jamari Stokes. Get that ball second down. We should have been throwing the go ball here. That's on the quarterback there. You cannot sit back there and take a sack and get us in third down, and we just completely block it wrong there. Got to punt it. Walker Lanier gets off a really good punt. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and then it just kind of stuck and hung a left. So punted them down inside the 15. Their quarterback's running, and Tymere Moore almost gets a sack, and then we're just out of control. We are out of control there and hit the quarterback out of bounds. You can't hit guys out of bounds late, but you definitely cannot hit the quarterback. Then they throw a little quick pass there. Graham was almost there to get that ball. And second and short here, they run a little Sally play there, and then they kind of get backed up there on a penalty. Throw a screen pass right here. Almost get the first down. So there's a fourth down right here. Punt the ball off. Our punt return team doing an incredible job, and we're able to get some yards. And we actually had a holding call on the play, so that's why it got backed up. And it's getting close into the second half, and we shot a little pop pass here to the F, and what an incredible catch by senior Jamari Stokes. Really, really good catch here. Try to run Jason Stevenson there, and again, Benedictine, they're really stingy, so they're stand-up in number 3. He's the number 1 junior recruit in the country. They also had a senior defensive lineman, 55, who's committed to Clemson. So they are really good and really talented. And then we actually called a timeout with about 12 seconds to go in the half, and then for some reason we bobble the punt. Benedictine had no timeouts. They were able to use one play and then go into halftime. So did some things good, did some things that we definitely have to improve on, but start of the third quarter here, they only bring the ball out to the 30-yard line, which not kicking a touchback is not bad at all. They come out in a heavy set. So I guess it's something that they had worked on or they either drew up at halftime, but no receivers and just kind of extra offensive linemen. They got some defensive guys in there, and they're just kind of you call it big ball, and they're just kind of trying to just play big ball on us, bully ball, and really trying to run it down our throat. And for a couple first downs, they're doing a really good job. Obviously, get us in a big man surface right here, and we do a good job here on first down. You got to be able to get them out of good down and distances to get them out of those run sets, and they try a little buck sweep here to the boundary. Our guys do a good job. That was old Judy. Judy had a good night for us. They're trying a little play action, screen pass right there in the middle, and our defense does a fantastic job and force them to punt. And we do a good job here of calling a fair catch. So we get the ball on the 13-yard line. Really good run to start it off by Jamari Stokes. Give us a second down here, second down and second and short, because we got to be able to convert these things. And then so we try a quick little pass out here to the flat to Antoine Lockett. Does a great job. Very next play, we run a little double post concept, and Antoine Lockett does a fantastic job of taking it to the house. So that was a really big play for us. Got the crowd super excited. Crowd was fantastic all night. Student section, band, cheerleaders all did an amazing job, and they don't understand how big. Well, I hope they understand how big of a part they are to these Friday nights. Kind of got a good hop there, but had 3 of our players give an incredible effort, but we were just out of control. And so we got to be under control to make that tackle there. And actually the flag on that play was one of our kids' helmets got popped off. And once your helmet comes off, you're not supposed to continue to participate in the play. And that's hard to tell a kid to do that, but it is the rule. And that was a 15-yard penalty. And then Benedictine is just continue to run the sweep. And then they're trying to fake it here on us, and they're trying to hit the tight end on the wheel ball, 21-14, and we're right there off the edge. I mean, we're right there off the edge. We are just unblocked, and we just got to make a play. And again, our kids are flying around here again. We are just unblocked off the edge, and we got to make a play. But Benedictine dropped the one, but then they run it right up the gut for 21-21. So we've had our chances, and we just got to capitalize on them. But 21-21 third quarter, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and we take the ball out to about the 21-22 yard line there, and we got to be better on our kickoff return team there. Start off with a little first down run here. Another run here by that sophomore Jason Stevenson. Here again, we're trying to get a lot of points here. We try a little stop route here that the referees call a little pass interference call. Then try a little hitch ball here, and a good job there by Antoine Lockett. And they actually called them for another personal foul. And so they actually helped us out throughout the night with a handful of personal foul calls, and actually got another one there, and get us for a tackle for loss. And we're actually trying a little trick play here, but Cohen felt like he didn't want to take a sack there, so we threw the ball out of bounds. And then we're trying to hit a little post ball here, and just not a good throw, not a good route. So we settle for a field goal. So Josh Scroggins' first field goal attempt of the season was good, but unfortunately we get a personal foul on the play, and so that's why we were kicking from the 25-yard line. Obviously, things we can't do because we just gave them incredible field position. Benedictine again trying to come out, running the ball, trying to run this jet sweep again, buck sweep, and then our guys do a really good job here of stopping the screen, getting them in third down. They actually held it and started the fourth quarter here with a punt return. So we got some good field position, up 3. Obviously, would love to get a good drive going here. This was not a good possession for us. Obviously, we did not line up correctly there. That was the penalty call. We're supposed to be throwing the ball to the flat, and then right here we actually run the wrong route. We have a receiver run the wrong route. That's why that major collision happened, and that was not supposed to be the case. So just in case anybody was wondering, that we had a receiver who was not supposed to be there. Walker Lanier gets off a really good punt here for us, and then their quarterback does a little scramble drill right here, and we got to stay in coverage, and then we got to tackle a little bit better. And then obviously Benedictine kind of jumps back into that wing T and then back into their regular stuff. So it's very difficult to defend. Got them in third down, and then they had jumped off sides, but quarterback scrambles and extends plays. He does a really good job of that. So Benedictine running the ball here, big time first down. Back in that spread offense, and then they're just trying to run it up the gut here. We got them in second and long. Really good pressure here by Judy, but we have no one there on the edge. So the QB there gets the edge on us, and but right here is when our defense has really got to bow their neck and force these guys to a field goal here. quarterback here, getting out the edge. Mackenzie Graham does a fantastic job of not letting him get the edge. They're trying a little fox play here, and our defense did a great job of covering it. And then their kicker does a good job of kicking the ball, but really good job by our defense holding them to a field goal, giving us a chance. And we're going to have a chance with the ball in our hand to go win the game, and that's all we can ask for. So gotta have a good first play. Kind of had a misread right there. Should have grabbed it, and then Cohen kind of moves out to the right and throws the ball, ideally not back across your body, but it was a really good throw and catch, and then back-to-back plays to Narayan Sumlin, and then Cohen Lawson does a really good job there to get a big first down. So we're trying to move the ball, and just got to get the ball up, and that's got to be an easy pitch and catch there for us. Really, really, really good run there by Jason Stevenson. They called us for a hold, and then the next play we just turned the ball over, and we can't do things like that. But defense got a bow up here, and if we can force them to a quick punt, maybe we can get that ball back. And they try to run the quarterback here. Defense does a great job of stringing him to the edge, and then one of the bigger plays in the game. So they're 3rd and 1, and a tight end jumps offside. So gets them back to 3rd and 6, and defense does a great job here. And then for some reason, he pitches the ball back to the quarterback, and so we get a big time stop there. So 102 on the clock, and we're going to get the ball under 1 minute, almost right there at midfield, and a chance to win the game. This was the play of the game, in my opinion, for the offense. We just kept on going, and we just kept on moving the pile, pushing the pile. That was a big time play for us. So really good. Try a little sprint out ball here. We have a receiver who runs out of bounds. Obviously we got to know what's going on. We're trying to hit a little tunnel screen here, and Benedictine plays it really well. But this was a big play here. So it's 3rd down. We sprint out and get a big time first down. And then here we're just trying to set the ball up right there in midfield. And Josh Scroggins puts it down and kicks an incredible game winner. And you can see the excitement. So great way to start the year off 1-0. Go Pack, go.
Thank you again for joining us this week, and thank you to our sponsors for making this show possible. Join us again next week as we review this week's game, and then look ahead to our next opponent, the North Gwinnett Bulldogs.
Going out there and we're playing football together.
Hey, brother. Hey, y'all ready? I can feel it. Hey, everybody in this room, it's going to take everybody to get this done. Right? Play the next play. Play the next play, and let's play Packer football. You guys have been working so long to get here. Some of you guys, this is why you're here. Right? Let's go put on a show. Some of you guys, and us as a team, make a name for yourself tonight. Everybody in the whole state is overlooking you guys. We're not. Amen. You know what we got, right? It ain't going to be easy, right? Play for one another, right? Play the next play. You keep fighting, right? You keep throwing them punches. They're going to fall, I promise, okay? All right, Jay, let's hit it.
Pass complete to number 4, Bubba Frazier. it is.
Eyes up. Hey, you're going toe to toe, right? Let's cut out the mistakes. You know they're not better than you. All right, guys, let's come out in this third quarter. I'm telling you, this second half, what you do and we do as a program is going to show up, right? It's going to show up. You keep fighting, right? Keep fighting. Let's come out strong. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win!
Ball carrier number 5, Stanley Smart, touchdown.